Good morning. It's just after 9 o'clock on Friday the 14th of June, and I'm around about midway between where I parked the van on the campsite at Jaywick, that's it, and Colchester. Now normally, as you know, I would catch the bus to Colchester and walk back to Jaywick, but I've done it the other way around this morning for several reasons. One is, as you've probably detected from the pictures, that there's an awful lot of wind heading from off the sea, heading north, and I thought it would make far more sense and be much easier to walk with this very strong wind to my back all the way to Colchester, because I'm heading north, than do it the other way around, and sort of be punching into the wind as well as putting up with the traffic, and you know how I'm feeling about that. There's another reason, which might sound trivial in a kind of a way, but the first bus left Jaywick at about 7:15 to take me to Colchester, or would have taken me to Colchester, so it's too early to use my bus pass, so I'm saving myself a fiver, which will buy me a 4-pack of Stella, won't it? But no, seriously, it seems a lot more sensible, and I left before 7 anyway, and it's been quite a reasonable walk up here, but it's almost the same old story in that I'm having to contend with the traffic, and I'm going to have to do this all day until I get to, well, I say all day, it's going to be about maybe a 5-hour walk. I thought this road would be much quieter, but it doesn't seem to be. It seems like all the other Essex roads, they all seem to be busy, but I'm not going to bang on about that today. I've had 2 days sitting in the van through the rain, unable to walk, and I'll be honest with you, I've had a really hard time with myself. Things have gone quite wrong in some ways. I don't want to say too much about it really, other than that Trish is having problems in now that she's had the operation and she's settling down. She's worried about quite a lot of issues which I can't really talk about, plus the fact that she doesn't want me to turn this into a soap opera in the same way as I don't want to turn this into a soap opera. Trish is a very private person. She doesn't want me saying things that I shouldn't be saying, which are personal between us and all the rest of it, and so that's why you're not hearing that much, apart from me saying from time to time that Trish is well, or Trish is this, or Trish is that. It's time to leave her alone to sort it all out, and she's decided to look into it much deeper than perhaps she should have done, and it's brought up 1 or 2 problems that she's going to have to get over. And that's all I can say. She's more or less put herself out of touch a little bit to give herself some space and some thinking time, and I'm pleased about that, because there's still lots of time to do some thinking, because she's around now to help Harry, and nothing can be decided until after that, whenever that's going to be. And so yeah, it's understandable, but to me it's very upsetting, and I've had a really bad time with myself. It's been very difficult to hang on in there, apart from trying to hang on in there and get out of Essex at the same time has been a bit of a strain, but getting out this morning and having a walk has made me feel much better. I can think about things, whereas when you're cooped up in the van and you're listening to the rain beating on the roof, and you've updated everything, you've done everything you want to do. I've read books, I've done all sorts to try and settle myself down, and it's been very difficult, and I feel okay, but I feel very sad. So the other thing that happened is that I spoke with Ralph last night, and there's a doubt whether he's going to be coming through now, because his mother is gravely ill and she's quite an elderly woman, and so that's been put on hold as well, and I'm hopeful that everything's okay, and I've met his mum, and she's a lovely woman, and I wish her well, and I'll just wait to hear from Ralph when he's ready. He's hopeful of coming through on Tuesday, not Monday, but we'll just see what happens. There's far more important things for me to worry about than that, and I can manage. But it would have been nice to have some company, but that's not a problem. I can make other arrangements. I've got other people who want to walk with me, and I know you're watching this, Ralph, or I assume you'd be watching this, and love to your mum, and love to Mel as well, and look after your mum. It's very important. So I'm making my way to Colchester now. Not quite sure how far. I've been walking for about an hour and a half non-stop, and I've done pretty well. There's one other thing. I put something on YouTube, I beg your pardon, on Facebook about the final day of walking into Grimsby, which I've said is going to be on July the 14th. That was Sunday, July the 14th. I spoke with the Grimsby Telegraph reporter yesterday who put the last bit on about me from Grimsby, and she's going to give it full backing. I've had one or two people who want to come along, especially my daughter Sam and the grandkids and Rick, which I'm really looking forward to. And I think Rosemary's going to come. I just don't want any of you people to feel as if you're obliged to come or pressured to come or anything like that. It's not going to be like that anyway. It's only going to be probably a 3 or 4 mile walk from Cleethorpes into Grimsby Centre, and then we're going to finish at the Yarborough Hotel, which is right next to the railway station, which is a Wetherspoons pub, and you can get a real nice fish and chips or something to eat and a pint of beer, and that's the end. It'll probably start around about midday, and it'll be probably all over by about, say, 3-4 o'clock, so it's not a really big thing, but it will get some publicity and it'll raise some more money for the fund, for the Brain Cancer Research Fund. So, with respect to Ralph, I won't say my usual thing, but I will say now, I'm on my way to Colchester, so here we go. 10 now, and this traffic is relentless again. There's no quiet place to go to be away from it. I've got to Thorrington. I've nearly passed through Thorrington now, which means I've got about 2.5 hours to get to get to Colchester. The wind's died down quite considerably, but it's clouded over. But I'm glad I'm out of there. I would have gone mental if I'd have stayed in that van for one more day, feeling the way I do. But I'm getting on with it. At least I know that when I get back, and that'll be after reaching Colchester, I'll get the bus back to Clacton. I'll do a little bit of filming. I need desperately to find somewhere to buy some more reading specs. I broke mine yesterday. I struggled like hell this morning, and I don't know, reading specs and me, we just don't get on together at all. But I can't manage on my computer without him. It's as simple as that. At least I know that I've only got one more day of this in Essex. Not sure whether to stay on this campsite tonight. It really is filthy, actually. They haven't cleaned the toilets all week. And I went for a drink in the bar last night. What a big mistake that was. They were playing bingo, and it was like about a 10,000 watt PA system. You couldn't hear yourself think, apart from about 20 kids dancing about with balloons and stuff. It was awful. How anybody would want to go to a place like that and have a holiday, I'll never know. So this is what it's like today. I'm afraid I'm full of doom and gloom again, but that's just the way it is today. I'm sorry. It's 12:50 now, and I'm having to shout a little bit. I got to a kind of a T-junction and decided it better to turn left instead of turn right, because if I'd have turned right I would have ended up on the A133, which is a dual carriageway that runs from Clacton into Colchester, and I certainly don't fancy a dual carriageway. So by turning left I've turned into the Essex University at Wivenhoe and jumped on a bus. It's only about 1.5 miles, so nobody's going to kick my arse for missing 1.5 miles. But it's been a dangerous walk again, and I'm quite sure it'd be far more dangerous on a dual carriageway. And so that's my decision, and I think it's a very good one. It's 3 o'clock now, and I'm back in Clacton-on-Sea, and I've got a bus to catch back again to the campsite where the van is, and that's at Jaywick, and that'll end the film when I get back there. And my intentions for tomorrow are to drive over to Harwich. There's a really nice guy who's coming that I'm meeting called Peter Jones, who I met in Southport on a campsite last year. Funnily enough, around about this time actually. I'd arranged, we said we was going to have a pint of beer one night, and that particular day I'd walked all the way into Liverpool from Southport, which was quite a tired experience, and got the train back, and I was so tired I went straight to bed. So I'm sorry I missed his invitation to go across to his caravan and have a beer. So tomorrow I'm going to try and make up for that. Lovely guy, we keep in touch on email and stuff, and he watches the films on YouTube. I've got a bit of a favour to ask of all you YouTube people. I really need some more people to subscribe. I'm getting loads and loads of Facebook followers, new ones, which I am working hard to get, but getting new subscribers on YouTube is far more difficult. So if I can ask you, if you already watched this film and you haven't subscribed, if you've been quite a regular, please subscribe. It'll really help me. I need to get to 1,000 likes, and I still need around about the 400 mark. So if you could help me, I would be very much appreciative.